the hex?
Peter!
There's
Peter!
a shakeout, man. There's
Peter!
a camera shakeout.
You're shaking me out.
Yes, yes.
Listen. Crazy fucking week. Yes?
Yes.
Crazy week.
And there's one thing I need to talk about, and it's the taste of I fucking told you so.
Wait, we'll get to that in just a moment. Welcome everybody in the chat that came early to suffer our behavior on stream. Welcome to the What the Hex show.
Squirrel, oink oink. Hello, Davis.
I'm still waiting for Peter to pronounce squirrel correctly, but that's okay.
What? No, I have to hide this comment. Toby, hello.
Yes.
I mean, Toby, just... Oh, God.
Just hang back. Everyone's waiting for Toby to come on, I know.
What the heck?
Yep. Peter, I'm going to say the following, because I think that everyone needs to hear this. All of our... How many live viewers do we have right now? 2, 3, maybe? Okay.
What?
I want to... How many we got?
Pump those numbers up. 22!
22 people? Okay. Guys.
Combined.
You guys. This is me on stream addressing Peter. And Peter, shut the fuck up long enough to take this, okay? Here we go. Peter, you have really impressed me. You are a man of very... the highest degrees of integrity, and I was enlightened to this fact only through this entire craziness that unfolded. Why do I say this? Because you and I have lived through together live on stream. We've lived through huge pumps and huge dumps in this ecosystem. You've commented all the time, very consistently, saying that your favorite is the true hex, which is the hex on Pulsechain. We all took it as a joke. We all joke around here on this show. However, it's not that I owe you any kind of apology or validation, the fact that you are right. You got that yourself this week anyway. However, the gratitude that I have for you is that knowing and you being vocal about the fact that you are staked like a good truth engine hexagon out long and strong because, you've been in this whole thing for a long time, means that you had zero to gain by telling people what you believed was the truth.
99.9% staked.
Yep. You got 9999% staked, just like me. So you and I we have no choice but to stick around with our EHEX bag and our PHEX bag and do what we set out to do from the very beginning 4 years ago. So
yes.
Congratulations, Peter. You've not only earned but doubled. You've 2x'd the respect that I have for you, and everyone should really understand that is a real mark of a good human being that speaks with no possible gain to make. So thank you, Peter.
Thank you for at least after how many years saying something good about me.
Jesus. Lavish in this and replay this as many times as you like, because it's not going to happen again.
I'm gonna. Someone please clip it.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, that's my endearment to Peter. Lovely man.
Yeah. And again, I have to say it. I told you so.
But the fact is that you couldn't have done anything about it. I couldn't have done anything about it.
No.
We just sit back and eat our popcorn, which is what I used to tell people on the chat.
Yes.
Oh, Papa, what kind of gameplay are you going to play? I said, I'm just sitting in the bleachers with a beer and some popcorn, and that's it.
I had no options.
Right.
All my stakes pre-big payday. If I unstake one, it would be nuked. So yeah, and I would be on the wall of shame of nuked stakes.
Yeah. By the way,
it didn't matter to me.
Right. And what did we see? People were giving up their big payday stakes. They were nuking everything they could to come over. Yes. That's why we got 60 hex
for what? So you get 5% back? That's like nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
They raped their whole staking ladder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
So yeah, and I, it's uh, it's uh, it's painful for me to see when I read tweets of people who say, "Oh, what about those who had still stakes on Ethereum before the fork?" What?
you mean after the fork?
No, there
Or
are
before?
people who are crying about their stakes before.
Before the fork. Oh, yeah. So yeah, like Tony Soprano said, you're crying.
I
You're
need to
crying.
unstake them.
Yeah, you got a turkey
Okay.
under one arm, and you're crying because you don't have a ham under the other. That's
Yes.
isn't that the Tony Soprano thing? Um,
I uh,
yeah.
I I
Look,
I don't get that reference, but okay. I know The
okay, well, no, no,
Sopranos.
it is a funny thing because his watch the damn series. It's a good one. They didn't have it during
Ah, okay.
communist times where you're from, but you should see this thing. It's American capitalism at its finest.
No, it's a little bit funny. And oh, and those who say that Richard rugged EHEX. How? Like what is rugging?
Yeah, rugging is
It's taking
taking
it's
liquidity out.
taking liquidity out and selling it.
Yes, he did
And
nothing.
he never saw the coin.
I, I don't think anybody's calling it a rug anymore.
Oh,
Those are
there were people who say I
those are
see
the
some
smooth
tweets.
brain plebs that just want to,
Smooth brain.
the haters coming in as well.
Yes,
That's the only
of course,
that's
yes.
the regrettable thing is we all as a community, whether you like PX or you made the right move early on or you are staked like Peter and myself, it doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna get shit from the outside now, and they're gonna point the finger and say it was a rug, even though they don't know what the definition of a rug is. So no liquid. To answer your question, Peter, no, he didn't and he couldn't because there's no liquidity that he was very thin at the time, and he didn't pull any out and sell it. Right. So congratulations on defining
Yeah.
the crux of a
And
hater's
there is a
position.
lot of liquidity of EHEX on Pulsechain.
Yes.
Over 1.5 million, I think, or somewhere there.
Oh yeah. And by the way,
Well,
my dad once told me, he says, because he's from Texas, and he said when he was in high school, the big thing to put on the back of your car is like before bumper stickers, uh, were a thing in the 70s. You put like a wooden plaque on the back of your hot rod. Your hot rod with those kids with their rock and roll music. Yeah, so he put a plaque and it says, hold on to your Confederate dollars. The South will rise again. Now,
oh boy.
yeah, that was okay to put. That was okay to put in down south Texas back in the day, I guess. So I guess
Oh,
the equation is that now we have the greenback, right? We have our actual our actual currency, and we also have, so we say, Hex Classic. So if it's going to be that, there will be some people that try to, do some arbitrage or some, capitalize on the channels that we find ourselves in, and that's where Toby's going to come in on this show today, examining what he's found, and the fact that EHEX can never be obliterated completely. There's too much locked up into it
why
already,
are
and
we
it
even
works.
talking about that shit
What
broken
would you rather
fucking
talk about, Peter?
coin?
Grecian
Jesus
formula
Christ.
for young adult
There
men?
is there is stuff to talk about because now we know.
Start talking.
Now we know what to focus on, what to
Yes,
market.
this is a positive, very positive.
This is a very good thing. Now all the smooth brainers are washed out, and maybe there is some more selling. We need to get rid of Reckham and all his
Oh,
bags.
yes.
That fucking dude needs to sell most of the coins, and then it's just glory.
But the Saudis are looking
Pulse
now to
chain.
Pulsechain. He came over to
So
Pulsechain.
this
The
the Pasusul.
Pasusals?
The Pasusuls. So yeah, now it's just clear Pulse chain, Pulse X, ink, hex. It's that simple. Four legs of how we test.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
For us, bro. Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I
and I
mean,
mean, yeah.
all that's needed. It's just what what's it called? Fiat on ramp. That's it, and we have it. We have it all. Or I don't know. Maybe if
We
some biggest exchange lists pulls, that would be
see now
awesome.
there you've touched on it. You've touched on something we don't have, right? We depend on bridge mechanics. So
Yes, and that fucking sucks with all those Ethereum
yes,
fees. God damn it, it's horrible.
yeah,
It's
you have to. Yeah,
how
it's an
much?
exit.
62 Guerra right now. It's
Can we call this an exit tax? It's an exit tax. It's like, oh, I want to
yeah.
denounce my American citizenship because there's cheaper taxes over there, and my money gets treated better. Okay, no problem. Let's calculate all your assets, and we're just going to take 30% of that as exit tax, or 20%, or whatever it is. It's going to be exit tax. If you never want to be taxed again, you want to leave the states, fine. Pay us for the privilege. So that's what Ethereum is doing when you bridge over to Pulsechain. But once you get over there, you're all good.
It's great. Cents instead of tens of dollars for fees,
Yep.
swaps, and all the goodies.
Yep. Can you
It's
name
yum
can you
yum
name the
yum.
fiat off ramps that we have in Pulsechain that are working 100%?
What?
Fiat off ramps, so you never have to go back to Ethereum. Do we have fiat off ramps on Pulsechain? Can you name them?
No. What? I mean,
You didn't
there's
consider that.
Archie telling something about Coast,
Yeah, Coast
but
was working for a little while and then it was not. So what's the deal? Are they working
I
again?
don't know. I don't know. I don't
Well, Coast
know.
is nearly ready. Nearly ready. I like that one from Archie. Archie S points out nearly
Just
ready.
two more
Two
years.
more weeks. Two more years. You said.
2 more years. Yeah.
Look, we desperately. I'm not trying to joke about Coast. I'm trying to say we desperately need Coast. We desperately need fiat off ramps, so we never have to go back to that dirty Ethereum network
Yes.
again for any reason.
Yes. Ethereum is. Ugh. I mean, there were people who were talking about, oh, there are some dudes that don't care about ETH fees. Everyone cares about ETH fees. Every single one cares about it. There may be 200 people who don't care about the fees on Ethereum globally.
Yep. And I'll tell you a
And
case in point. A case in point, Peter.
case,
Listening to Richard and knowing what was going to happen, I stocked up on Ethereum for gas to unstake my hex stakes ongoing.
now you're gonna sell the ETH.
However, yeah, that's the thing. It's like when you see on the screen that the value of the asset that you want to unstake goes down, and the gas fee money that you bought a long time ago, back when Richard said, ETH is cheap. I always take Richard's calls. He made a little blurb about, oh, ETH is cheap. I stocked up on ETH for those fees so I could sit back and say, I've got enough gas to unstake all my hex. But now,
or you know what? Or no, we don't know what? You can take that ETH, bridge it to Pulsechain, and provide liquidity. And farm ink.
That's an interesting idea. However, my point is that when you look at the value of the gas, the gas bubble that you've made for the future, and it is bigger than the value of your staking ladder, you start to think, how long is it until people start hoarding ETH again? Oh, the time is now. So the price is only going to go up. So the gas fees are only going to be more exponentially bigger in terms of dollars. And we aren't even in the parabolic bull run yet. So I will take that ETH.
And the NFTs haven't taken off or anything else on ETH or any kind of new token. Nothing has happened. Nothing has happened yet. Nope. And the gas fees are ridiculous.
Ridiculous. But follow my strategy, Peter. Now that it's got value and you don't want to part with it, what I do is I just look at my stakes as they come out. I say, okay, doesn't make financial sense to unstake it. So I will bridge that ETH over and buy an equivalent hex for hex amount on the Pulsechain side and go about my business. I lost nothing.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. It's a hybrid approach. It's one of somebody that couldn't have done anything anyway. That's my philosophy. Is I always want to be getting T-shares, and I believe in the system, and I'm happy with the shakeout, I guess. But like you and me, we're up in the bandstand, we're up in the bleachers, just looking down at the field, saying, "Hey, enjoy your game. Let the gladiatorial combat begin, and we'll see whatever happens after that. We'll go for beers afterwards."
I mean, in my world, nothing really happened because I knew there is this product that got screwed up by Ethereum
Yes.
because they did it, not we to us. They did it, and Richard came up with a solution. It took a fucking long time. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to launch a Ethereum copy? Eric Wall told us that it's fucking easy, and even then this vampire dude told us that it's fucking easy, and none of them have launched any L1. So
that's the thing. Eric Wall has done the opposite of make thousands of millionaires. He's wrecked his investors. He's ruined the entire portfolio by investing in the wrong stuff last bull run, including Hex. He missed, right? So if you're gonna come out and have an opinion, show me the receipts of you doing good for a whole bunch of people first.
I mean,
Richard's done this. So
he was making fun of Richard buying Ethereum, and with today's dip, he's up. How much? How much was it? Yeah, maybe like $1 million or $2 million. So, well, okay.
Yes.
That's just a bad investor, bad speculator. He's a bad speculator.
Bad speculator. He's wrecked his people.
And maybe himself too.
Hey, if you don't eat your own dog food in your own hedge fund, then I gotta say you're an asshole, and you're a scammer. Oh my gosh, could that possibly be? Show your receipts, Erica, and show us that you've invested in your own hedge fund menu, or you are a scammer. We can start circulating that one. Little smug little bastard.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he could have made so much money, but some people decide not to.
Now we have a galvanized ecosystem, and we're primed for the bull run. Yes, we get all of the nervous fans.
Let me say it so. In 2 weeks, nobody will remember anything, any drama. Everything will be fine.
Again, you've said that for so many different occasions, and you've always been right. So again, kudos to you. I will follow that philosophy. 2 more weeks.
And 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
This shit. Yep.
Nobody will be remember.
Up. Yeah, the prices will be up again on whatever assets you love in this ecosystem, and on with the show.
Yeah.
And I think Richard was saying, places, everyone, 2 minutes. Places, curtain up in 2 minutes.
What's that reference to?
The reference is that we're all on the stage. We're all going to do our little thing, and the audience is in their seats, and Richard's the director, and he's saying the curtain's going to go up in 2 minutes. Get on your places for the curtain to go up, and on with the show. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So.
They don't have theater performances in communist Slovakia, do they?
No. We only had propaganda.
You had finger puppet shows, right? And they throw kopecks at the finger puppets. That's what you do for fun. Oh, and you watch candles at night. I think that's also what you used to do for fun, right? You used to watch candles.
Just bonfire. you know.
Bonfires. Yeah.
Bonfire.
Nice. Capitalist books into the fire as well. Yeah.
Of course, yes. Bibles and stuff, you know. We know.
Bibles. Yeah. You know. Religion.
So what a week, man.
What a week. And potential. Yeah.
Yeah, there's glory ahead. Jesus Christ.
Glory is at hand.
There was so much crying. There was so much crying everywhere. And how could people think that was not how it's gonna go? I don't know.
Well, I have a question. Before the outrage marketing. Okay, so no. I can answer my own question. There's no accounting for the stupidity of the masses. Richard is a master marketer, right?
Yeah.
And any founder.
Do you think he will start his marketing campaign again? I mean,
you mean outrage marketing campaign?
Any kind of marketing.
No,
I was thinking more of like black shirt and stream.
No, no. He's discovered his prime outlet that is safe from criticism from the powers that be, is complementary to what his legal counsel should be telling him what to do, and is brutally effective. And that is just a little tweet here or there. All we need from him. That's it. He doesn't need to go out and bang the drum. But there's one thing that I would love to see, as I'm sure everyone would love to see. Back in the earliest days of COVID, back in 2020, the end of 2020, I think he says, "Oh, I can't wait for there to be Bitcoin conferences and crypto conferences again, where people come in mass, because I will murder people on stage." And I would love to see that again. I'd love to see him on panels again. Remember, we used to see him on BitBoy Show and on panel discussions and conventions and stuff, wearing that suit with his tummy hanging out of the bottom.
That's sexy.
That was so sexy. It was great to see him live on stage taking apart the haters. So now, look, after this cycle, this is the big trying cycle, right? After this cycle, there will be a different landscape in the crypto market. And I believe that he will resurface at that point after the SEC thing is all settled and he's
that needs to settle first. Yeah,
that settles. You won't be able to shut him up. He'll be everywhere. People on every news outlet like Bloomberg will be asking him to come on, and fricking Kitco again, I'll have him back on. All these gold bugs and TradFi morons that are now all a flutter Twitter about the ETF, the Bitcoin ETF. They'll all turn to Richard for his analysis, because he would have been he would have been vindicated in a court of law, and the SEC would have, run back into the woodwork with their tail between their devil legs. And that's it. Their cloven hooved legs.
Yeah. And by the way, did you know that in the case of, what's his name? Craig Wright, the judge has ruled that he's not Satoshi. So Richard Hart was right.
Richard Hart was right. I was following that briefly. Couldn't it have been like 5 years ago when they asked him to move some assets? He said, "Yeah, I'll just get to that." And then some other smartass sent a message from a transaction that said he's not Satoshi and all this other crap, which gave him egg on his face, which is a beautiful ending of that first chapter. Now we have the second chapter, and the judge says, "The DNA tests are in. You're not Satoshi Nakamoto."
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, how those
amazing.
BTC Maxis are having a field day now, though. Did you hear that MicroStrategy is trying to get an approval for an additional 500 million of Bitcoin they want to put in?
Only 500.
Yeah. They need approval every time. So every time it goes to the well, it's going to be less and less, right?
Yeah.
Because he's not selling it yet, supposedly. Well, that would be
Probably,
nice. Yeah. So
probably.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Michael Saylor had a pretty rough time. I think he was he was long, leverage long on Bitcoin. I wonder how much how much what is called the collateral did he need to pay
Right,
needed to
right,
pay during the downturn. Jesus
right.
Christ.
During the margin calls, right?
Margin calls, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
I
sure that
mean, oof.
yeah, he kept saying, "No, guys." He's like, and then he self congratulates in terms of, uh, I'm now the guru of finance. I called it. I am fine, but damn,
I
that
mean, he
balance
still
sheet must
knows
have been
shit.
bad.
Like,
He doesn't know
if you hear
anything.
him talk about Bitcoin, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the price side, he was right.
Yes.
So kudos to him, that ugly man.
Ugly man. Well, he kind of has your hair color there, Peter. I wouldn't knock him too much.
Nah, he's more gray.
You don't
This is
see
not
when I
nice.
see another bald guy, I say, "All right, man, keeping it real." But you should, find your salt and pepper guys and kind of, go easy on them maybe a little bit.
No, no.
No,
Hair color doesn't matter.
really, I'm
No,
a hairist, man, for
you're a
sure.
hairist.
Yes,
Jesus Christ.
I
Okay.
admit it. I admit
So
it.
so what is your final solution to all hair?
The final solution to the ultimate question of what shall we do
Ultimate
with hair?
question.
It
Yes.
obviously lose it
Lose it. Okay. All
because
right.
annihilation. Yeah, have you
I
seen
will try. I will
have you
try.
seen
I go
what
read some tweets.
yeah. Have you seen the new Dune movie? Have you seen the Dune Part 2?
Yes.
Okay, so without spoiling anything, just from what you see on the trailer or even a still photograph of it, and if you've seen the Part 1, you know that there is like an entire evolved race of human beings on a planet where they don't have hair on their heads. This is what I call the master race.
Oh, you know what you should do? Get the like black and white filter and do it like get the do some effect that you look like from what Gaidy Prime.
Oh, from Giddy Prime, yes.
Yeah. Just do something like that. It would be funny.
Isn't it? See, you caught all that stuff about Giddy Prime when you go outside. The way that the atmosphere is reflecting whatever sun they've got is everything's black and white.
They told that's it. They told that they have infrared sun or something like that.
Oh, cool. So that's
But
why, yeah. So they've evolved though, and I'm gonna read more into this. There's only like 15 books of the Dune saga to like catch up
yeah,
on. I've never,
just 15 books spanning over thousands of years. There, like
yeah,
there's not much.
not a big deal. And now they show this. I've never read even one of these books. I've only seen the Kyle
Same
MacLachlan
here.
1984 you too. So I've only seen the 1984 extended version like 15 times, and I find something new every time. I think it's great. David Lynch directing the 84 version. This new one, oh,
My
what
favorite,
a great director. Yes, go ahead.
my favorite is still what's it called? Dune 2000 or Children of Dune.
I haven't seen that. Why is
You
that your
what?
favorite?
That's heresy. Fuck off. Now it's just me.
Damn you. Why is it your favorite?
because because the effects it's old now. If you look back to it,
Yep.
it's horrible. But back then, ooh, it was so nice.
Really? Was this about the time
Yeah,
that
and
communism left your country and you got to see color cinema for the first
I
time?
maybe when
The
was it
infrared
released?
sun was lifted from Slovakia and suddenly colors like came out like the Wizard of Oz. Are you typing to your
Let me
girlfriend? Sandy Beach isn't even
let
here.
me let me look it up. It was made in what IMDb 2000. Okay, yeah. So
2000, so 24 years ago.
yes, yes.
23 years ago.
Jesus Christ, I feel
What?
old now.
You are old. Look at your hair.
Yeah, and to be honest, there were at least 2 or 3 Czechoslovakian
There is
actors
no there is
in
no
the movie.
Czechoslovakia. Get it right, please.
Well, back then, yeah. I think Chani was played by a Slovak woman, the Reverend Mother by a Czech woman, and there was this one guy played by a Czech dude.
Okay. Now, Children of
And
Dune is the part that is going to be made on part 3 of the new
yes,
reboot.
yes,
So if I
yes.
were to tell my wife now, we go and we see Children of Dune 2000 version that Peter recommended, we would be spoiling the next one that's coming out.
A little bit. Just watch Dune mini TV series 2000. I think there are.
That one I
how
didn't
many-
like. That one I didn't like. 'Cause
You didn't. You did
No,
not.
the main actor was a little smarmy guy. I'm like, this is not Kyle MacLachlan image. This guy's a real short little asshole, and I didn't get into it after episode 1. I said, nah, forget it. And the
Alec,
effects were
Alec
the effects were
Newman,
shit. Oh, whatever. Who's that?
the main actor.
Yeah, what-
Muad'Dib.
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 Yeah, we see you, Toby. You're on in 5, so warm up your whammy. You got 5 minutes to prepare. We're gonna hold you at arm's length and get people excited for the TA to come.
Why don't you like Toby being on air and talking?
I love Toby knows I love Toby, but this is a 1-hour format show, and if Toby is
and
on,
you need your 40 minutes. Okay, we get it.
me. It's all about
Me, me,
yes,
me, me,
yes.
me, me, me.
No,
Yeah.
we'd be lost without Toby. We value Toby's support. We can bring him in 7 seconds if you wish. Peter,
Oh.
give him a reprieve. I'll make
There's some
an exception
old-timers
because
here.
of all the stuff he has to show us. And the minute he stops showing us, off the ship he goes.
Of the ship. Okay, yeah. So Dune, I mean, it. I didn't like some of the nuances, maybe. And you know what? I didn't like what's the girl's name who played Chani?
Oh,
Um,
it's a single word.
God damn it! I forgot. Her
name
name.
is Zendaya.
Zendaya. Oh yeah. I mean, I liked her in.
It sounds like your favorite cryptocurrency, Zen.
Fuck off.
I know you're secretly a Zen.
I liked her in Euphoria in that series,
Of course, she's great.
but here in Dune, I don't know. She's too masculine. And
No,
the Emperor's daughter,
she
she's also this like too masculine for me.
You don't like the masculine.
In the miniseries, she
the
was a
comedy.
great support for Paul Atreides. I mean, that's what she should have been played at. Like.
Well, I think that Zendaya's entire draw for this movie and others, and even in Euphoria, all she has to do is look slightly off camera and then look angry. And that's it. That's all she has to do. Wonderful. Perfect. Cut, print, done. And here she's like killing people, and then she just looks off screen and they're angry. And that's it. And that was, in fact, that's where the
And
movie
you know
ends.
what?
Yeah.
You know what I didn't like about the new Dune?
It's too much sand. It gets everywhere.
Too much sand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Anakin Skywalker wouldn't like that,
Yes.
and that because in the books and in the old movies, Paul Atreides the Fremen how to use the powers.
The weirding way. Yeah.
The weirding way. And here they scratched it. Like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, it's not even a part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that was the thing why they slayed so much.
Yeah, but guess what? Peter, 1984 version, weirding way present, terrible financial flop, absolutely critical failure. Current version, critical success, great box office numbers, no weirding way. Could Peter have called something wrong?
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
And with that, let's enjoy. Speaking of suffering, we have Toby-Wan Hexobi coming in.
Toby, are you ready?
Hot out of the chamber, coming to you live. Here comes Toby. It's time for the segment.
I can see him not sitting at his PC.
He's not even there. He's off taking a dump, and he thinks he's got 2 more minutes.
How is he's like 10 seconds before you said that I can let him in. He
just went for a dump. Away. Yes, he's like, oh, stool softener's kicking in. Must leave. I'll be back soon.
Horrible. Yeah. He's back. Toby, are you ready?
Yes, Toby.
Okay, he's ready. He's ready.
Yes.
Let me. In
a segment that we delightfully call, and Peter's not.
Call, yes.
TA with Toby.
Hello.
I made it.
There he is.
What's up, ladies?
Glasses.
Let me get my glasses on. I can't see you. Hang on. There we go.
Has your beard gotten darker since last
No,
episode?
it's lightening up. I told you. It just has to calm down. The Sharpie seems to wear off after a while.
It's natural to have like number 4 like shoe polish brown compared to your blonde highlights on your head. It's very very natural.
Hey,
yes.
You know what? I'm coloring what I got while I still got it.
Are you matching the pubes with the beard or the hair on the head?
I'm actually collecting my pubes to transplant into my bald
onto
spot.
The head. Yes, as you do. As you do. As you do.
Indeed.
For me, it's just under the lip. Yeah.
Just the little short Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
Privy to?
No. The Hitler's not this way. He's this way. It's different. You don't know from your Nazism. Yes. Thank you. No. Yep, Stop.
No. I just heard you guys say final solution earlier, and I'm like, hey.
Stop. Did you hear the word stop?
Stop. I'm telling you to stop. It's like, whatever. Stop.
So, Toby.
Yes, please.
How was your week?
Dude, it was... I got to eat a little humble pie, Peter. I know that look on your face. However, just to clarify, and I challenge anyone to go back and see my conversations about this in context, I always suggested diversifying, especially after the launch of Pulse, to not go all into EHEX, that there was opportunity there. And in my opinion, I think that that's part of the reason that Richard came off so badly to the community, because the market did decide. The market decided for 5 months that the ratio is 1.6 to 2.0. So that incentivized a lot of people to go in there and play around and be like, hey, man, I can get double the T-shares, maybe sometimes triple the T-shares for the same dollar amount. It's like, I'm going to go do that because it's worth taking a flyer. I was always pretty diplomatic about it and said, yeah, could EHEX be the sleeper? Yeah, it could be. Was there a narrative of it reaching all-time high so he could have bragging rights? Absolutely, there was that narrative. But the thing is, and I showed in a tweet response to Richard a screen grab, and this is just by happenstance. Earlier, about a week or so before all of this, I had onboarded a friend of mine that hadn't been into crypto before. I talked to him about HEX way back in the beginning, but he just drug his feet. He was waiting for money to come across from Coinbase. I was actually able to take him all the way through the onboarding process to Pulsechain, which is not easy for anyone that actually has done a lot of onboarding. There's a lot of people that if you just get them to the ETH side, that's about as far as you're going to get them. And then maybe you can coax them to learn more over time and get them on over, that's why I called it a stepping stone to Pulsechain. And some people were still hanging out on the stepping stone. This guy that I used as an example, he went all the way into Pulsechain via me because I got his Trezor set up, got his passphrase set up, got his Shamir secret sharing, Papa. I'm doing all the things right. He's got his titanium plates. He's doing all the stuff as he should. And to get him just the taste of what's happening in the markets while he was waiting on lovely Coinbase, who's still holding up his money 2.5 weeks later, I gave him $100 of each. $100 of PulseX, $100 of Pulse, Inc., PHEX, EHEX. And I showed that grouping. And at that point, I believe it was worth $558. So he wasn't wrecked by a long shot because he had more than made up for it in the other 4 items. Had he gone all into EHEX, he was super wrecked. But
now what is it worth?
Well, now because everything is trending down, I can tell you right now. I looked at it earlier today, and it was like 503.
All right, so he's almost back to break even. Oh,
yeah, but it could be worse still because I looked and I saw a lot of red going on, and but I think it's just going to take a minute for like all this to
Dips
blow over.
are in the game.
Yeah,
Even
dips are in the
tanking.
game. 471
around you.
down to 471. However, what's interesting is that EHEX is bouncing back up a little bit.
Let's stop talking about that trash. Jesus
no. Peter deserves his victory lap day where we don't. Yeah, no.
Okay,
but anyway, show us the chart.
Show us the chart. Toby. Okay, you want to go? Let's go. Yes. Hang on. Let me get the share going here, and we're gonna do it top to bottom. We're gonna start with EHEX and get that shit out of the way, and then we'll go to the
other.
So
we'll do that. Okay, just
got some squirrels going crazy in front of me here. All right, let's see. Share the entire mofo. Screen 1, is that it? Screen 2, I believe. Yeah, screen 2. We're gonna share the whole screen. So if you guys zoom in, you can see my
wants more time on screen, doesn't prepare his charts.
See all my shit. Oh no, my charts are ready to roll. I just
don't know how to work the computers.
Yeah. Well, no, I was debating whether or not to show like a segment of the window or the whole window because it's like it's got all my tabs at the top, which like whatever. Like there's nothing weird or porny.
Yeah, let's dox you. Let's dox you.
Well, there's nothing that would dox me, but it's like I've got a link to time pace me.
Charts
blah,
up.
blah, blah.
Let's go.
Hey, all right. Okay, now I'm ready. All right, so anyhow, here is the big bull flag. Right now, everybody knows that's a stretch to ever call this a bull flag, and it's like hopefully that people have understood those. I've talked about it, but it is most definitely a parallel channel that has been running for 3 years since the all-time highs. Right, so way back here in September of 21 when we had the all-time high. We wake up, we chop around in the middle, we come to the bottom road, all the way down to the local low that was back in October, right? And then we started working our way back up the channel, and then wham, we got the big hammer dump. The reason I'm showing this is, and it's kind of hard to see here, and we're going to see it on the next chart, which is here. This is the zoom in to the bottom section of that chart. Now, there's the white line, right? There's the white line from here. See that right there? And now, I know everyone's like, fuck EHEX, whatever. Trader's going to trade, bro. And traders trade patterns, and traders trade, all these indicators that show RSI is oversold, yada, yada. And there's going to be people that are going to come and play. And sure as shit, this is the 4 hour, we wicked below it on the first death candle in that first day. And then just to be, let people understand, if you go down to the 1 minute chart, that big death candle went from about half a penny down to 0.0016, which was this first wick down below the white channel. That happened for a minute, and it was bought back up to that half a penny level and within the next 2 or 3 minutes. So that was, but as we've said on the show before, when you have a big wick down or wick up, it's a pretty good indication. We're going to go test that level. And what have we done over the last few days? We've chopped around and worked our way down to not only test that level, but actually wick below it. So we wicked all the way down to 0014. But when we came back up and got that 4 hour close, where did it close? Right on the line. I ain't moving shit, people. Double check my charts. Stopped right on that line. Came up a little bit, wicked back down. Green candle started off. Boom. Went up to the midline of that orange channel. Chopped around a little bit. Now it's hit the top of the orange channel and wicked back down. Typically, that would indicate we're coming back down this way. So I would look for those that wanted, because here's my take on it at this point. It's a fucking degen play. It's not something anyone would recommend to stake at this point. The narrative's blown. The Hex brand is damaged extensively. If I'm onboarding anybody else, if they're not interested in going all the way to Pulsechain, I'm not talking to them. That's the way I'm looking at it. And quite frankly, I'm not going to onboard them into PHEX either. Not at this point. The brand is too, in my opinion, the brand is too damaged. There's too much negative juju around it. If they want to learn about it, I'll be glad to tell them about it. But to me, there's more upside in PulseX and Ink. Those are the 3 that I would be focused on onboarding. However,
Ink, wait, Ink's not a degen play? Are you saying that's the
no? Because Ink could still have utility at some point, and it's a big functioning component.
Have utility at some point.
Yeah, but it already kind of does in a way because it's helping people that are selling Ink hold up the other elements of the RH ecosystem.
It incentivizes liquidity plays.
Bingo. Right.
That's it.
Yeah. So there's your utility already. But I mean, there could
It
be
has
extended
utility, and that's it.
Whereas
That's
meme
it.
coins
Alpha and
don't
omega.
have, and right, meme coins aren't encouraging liquidity except into their own garbage. So, but you know, I degen a little bit. I played around with some other meme coin stuff. So what I'm saying is that effectively people could look at HEX on Pulsechain as a degen play, because if you're doing it over on the ETH side, you're still giving ETH to the ETH bros and paying gas there. There's plenty of HEX available on the Pulsechain side, and if you want to play around and do some, you know, see, because I mean, hell, dude, it's like from not even from the wick low, but just from the support up, we're up 50% in less than a day. I mean, that's a pretty good swing if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna trade this pattern. And to be honest, I bought it right there at the white line, and I bought all the way down below it. I didn't buy all the way down to the tip of the dip, but I bought a little bit. You know, I had a little bit of dry powder, and it's like I'm not advocating. Yeah, the tip of the dip.
Tip of the dip.
And it's like I'm not advocating doing this at all. I've always said I play around with less than 5% of my total bag. The same holds true with my dry powder. You know, I'm using very, very little of it, and I actually used some meme coin profits to rotate out of that shit and go to this meme coin, right? So that's all I got to say about HEX. That's kind of where we're at. Upside potential if we break the yellow, or if we break the orange descending parallel channel that we seem to be in on the 4 hour. The upside move would take us back up to about the 005 level, right? And then that would be getting us up close to the 55 EMA. So that's all I got to say about the HEX. You know, good luck out there. Be careful. You know, I don't think it's dead. I think over time the ratio is going to balance out, and we don't know where it'll fall. I mean, it was trading 1.6 to 2.1 or 2.0 for a long time. You know, and now it was up to like 10 at one point, 10 to 1. That was pretty killer for people that wanted to, you know, play that ratio game, but that's dangerous. And now we're back down around 6, I think. Last I checked, I think last night was like 6.5. But yeah, so that's HEX, right? So moving along.
By the way, Lettuce Hands, shout out to Lettuce Hands for EESing and not getting their icosahedron and pay us 60 per T-share. Thank you very much for your service.
60 HEX per T-share per day. Thank you all.
I haven't even checked it. Okay.
It's legit, dude. 60. Yesterday was 60. I think that's the highest it's ever been by a fair margin.
Dumps. Yes.
Yeah, the highest of dumps, no doubt. And I think DJ was talking about, or somebody was talking about Hex Vision showing that there was even more queued up for today.
Oh, yes, close. For sure.
So once that hits, then we're going to get another big payday. So I think, you know, it's like, I'm staked. I'm not EESing for anybody. That's retarded. It's like, pardon my language, but it's like, if you EES, let me explain one last time, people. I get it. You're trying to salvage whatever value you can. You need to do the math on that, because if you EES one day early for a pre-big payday stake, you will lose the big payday bonus. So you might look at it and be like, hey, I'm past 50%. I'm only losing my interest. Yeah, you're losing your interest and getting your principal back, but you're losing the big payday bonus. So don't get too excited about that. So I would be cautious.
I think it's even worse, because the big payday counts as old. I don't know. I think it's even worse. Like,
it's part of your. It's considered part of your deal.
It's just a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea to. I mean, it's a truth engine, bro. It's like Papa and I talked about this last night. It's like, what happened to the truth engine? It's like, you know, you signed up for this. You know, good, bad, and ugly. The contract hasn't changed. It's a mutable code. No admin keys. All that stuff. And quite frankly, Richard Hart does not make the HEX market. He just doesn't. Because the OA and the Sack Daddy has never sold or bought any HEX anywhere. So it's you guys pressing the buy button, and it's you guys pressing the sell button, and it's you guys providing or not providing liquidity. And Richard Hart has said all the above, so the boy ain't saying anything that ain't true. It's everyone overreacting. And
if you want to blame anyone, find the biggest sellers, the biggest addresses, and blame them.
Right, yeah. It's like if you're into the blame game,
yes,
dude, yeah, I just don't get it. Whatever. It's like I'm staked, like you guys were saying earlier in the stream. I think I got a little tiny bit of liquid right now. I bought a little on the dip, and am I going to take profit at this point? I don't know. I don't think so, because it feels weird. It always feels weird to me to sell.
On with the quality assets.
But But it could be a situation where I rotate out of it. And if I see a better opportunity now that the following charts are coming down, maybe that's where I rotate my economic energy to. So moving on, this is PHEX or FEX or just the real HEX, right?
The real Hex.
The Real Housewives of Hexico.
It's the Hex. It's
Yep.
the Hex.
Zex. Is the
The
Zex.
Hex.
Hey, Peter, actually, we make fun of your accent all the time. And not really making fun of it. It's just we find joy in it.
Toby.
Wait, we have joy in it. I'm sorry, Papa. The stream needs some laughs. Hey, Peter, do you?
All right, we got 7 minutes left. Let's see how many funnies you can cram in there, Mr. Comedian.
I had my coffee, man. It's like I will knock this shit out. But Peter,
I'll fill my mouth with liquid. Let's see if we can spit it out.
Let him speak.
Peter, do you have your own version of an American accent? Have you?
Yeah, kind of.
When you make fun of us,
It's a rolling, like a generational joke around here. That if you put a hot potato in your mouth, then you can speak English.
Then you sound like an American.
Something like that.
Okay, cool. I knew that had to exist because it's like, every culture has to put.
Okay, can we get on with the fucking charts, man? We got 6 minutes left.
God,
Come
you
on.
fucking nag. Jesus Christ. Okay, so here's the deal. This is PHEX. Hi there. Looks like
Hex.
you're dragon.
I'm sorry.
Hex. Well, just Hex on Pulsechain, whatever. Just because we said EX, now we're Hex.
It's just
It's Hex. It's Hex. It's the only Hex that exists.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. So looks like a big weird dragon, right? And this is like his head over here. So this was the descending parallel channel that we had been in for quite a while. And if we zoom in on this bad boy a little bit, we had the measured move that we talked about. You can kind of see it here in this orange. Is that as bright as that bitch gets? Yeah, that's as bright as it gets. So right there was the measured move of that. We actually made it above it a bit, wicked way above it, closed above it, and then we worked our way back down. And then right here, this is always fun for me. What did it do? Bounced right off the top of that channel, reconfirming that that was a real pattern. And then we tried to break above it a little bit, and then wham, death candle down through the 55 EMA and the 100 EMA. So that was pretty brutal. Working our way back down, I could look at this testing the bottom of this channel at 0.128. That's where I would be buying. If it hits that, if we break below that, then we could be looking at below a penny on Hex from Pulsechain. I think we're going to test the bottom of the channel and then slowly start working our way back up because bad news blows over quickly in this super hyperbolic community. So that's PHEX. Moving right along, we are going over to Pulse. So this is the Pulse die chart. All kind of rolls the same. Pulse is currently trading at 301469. If we zoom in, well, let's look at the zoomed out version first. The all-time high on Pulse, it wicked up to about 0.00028. The daily close, I put more credence in closes than wicks, was 0.00025. So that's where that horizontal green line is in that green box. And then if you see here, if we do go to the bottom of this channel, back to the top and break that channel, make the full measured move, there would be a potential of us testing that all-time high in the next week or so, potentially. So just kind of depends on how quickly everybody shakes off the stink of all of this bad communication. And essentially, what do? We came right to the top of this white channel. Ding, 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 ding. These are dailies. So since last week, we wicked up to the top of it, pinged off of ping, 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 and then rolled over. Didn't even hesitate on the daily at the midline. So much like we saw on the Pulse chart, just blew through at least the 21 EMA. And now we're working our way back down to the bottom of that channel. I'd be looking at 0.0014 for support. I believe that would be a buy zone. If we break below there, then look for us to retest the 200. I'm sorry, the 55 EMA and the 100 EMA, and then you'd be looking for support further down at a previous top around 0.0012. So play this back at half speed if I'm going too fast for you guys. Next is Pulse X. Pulse X, we had this big ascending parallel channel. We went way outside of it. I didn't bother trying to, bring that into the fold. You can actually, and come off of this and make it one giant one, but it seems like you have more accuracy when it's a more narrow channel typically. So, we went below it, hit it, below it, broke into it, wicked above it, found support, try to chop, resistance, support, resistance, almost got down to support, and then bam, we took off. And then here's that measured move, that vertical yellow line there. And what did we do? Wicked right up past it, closed just below it. So it made the move, right? And then we rounded over. And then right now we're wicking back into that channel and finding some support, it looks like, off of the 21 EMA. So depending on the strength and conviction of PulseX buyers, who it seems like a lot of the economic energy that's rolled out of EHEX and even out of PHEX has kind of flooded the PulseX and Inkway, depending on the conviction of that and the continued movement of those funds or new fiat, dirty fiat coming in, then we could see a support on the top of this and then move up again. So it would be the same situation where basically we would be going like this. If we bounce off of it, then essentially you'd be looking at a move a little higher than we were last time, which takes us ironically right to this other local top, which is almost sack rate, just below sack rate. So that's kind of what I would be looking for. Yeah. If we break back into the channel, I'd be looking for support around the midline, which is 4 zeros and a 6. And then if we go all the way back to the bottom of that channel, we're looking at 4 zeros, 5 2. So hopefully we find some support there and keep moving up. And then that can, with liquidity bonding and Richard Hart's law and all that other shit, then things can keep on moving. Moving right along. Ink. So ink, we have that bigger pattern, right? So if you remember, this shape was very similar to the PulseX. PulseX and ink are a huge pair, right? In the liquidity farms. So those are going to move similarly. Obviously ink has had more explosive moves from the bottoms than PulseX has, but generally speaking, the patterns are similar. So, we could take this right here and actually tighten this guy up. If I can make it move to right there. So you can see how that would work as well, right? As a tighter formation, we just kind of lose that bottom chunk. But what I kind of like about the full version on this one is the potential of that full breakout, right? So if we get that full breakout, it moves right into an area of support and resistance. We chopped around in that $24 zone for a number of days on the way up and the way back down. So it's curious to me that with this breakout, if it continues to play out, we could be looking at a $24 ink. So Katie, bar the door. Nice. If not, and we round over, if we round over, now just to be fair, let's say we did the shorter channel and subsequently a shorter measured move because the channel is shorter in height, and we did that, then we can see real time here if we've made that move and it's done. Close. Yeah, looks like we came up just above it and now we're below it. So, if it's only this little move that's playing out, then, it could be that we're going to round over much like the other charts and come back down and try to test the top of this channel. There is some resistance on the way back down. I'm sorry, support on the way back down at around the $5.15 mark. If we come all the way back down to the top of this yellow channel, you're looking at support at around $4.15. So, I'd say stake and chill, but staking seems to be an outdated narrative. So buy wisely, hold, and keep calm and carry on, as they say. And Papa, I'm over only by 1 minute. You're welcome.
Excellent. Well done. Nice. Thank you, Toby, for keeping track of time and giving us all of that alpha. Peter, take us the fuck out of here.
I have one comment I want to react to.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
This one. Why didn't he say this from the start, not after people been buying EHEX?
I did say it from the start.
Well, no, not you.
Toby. Not you.
The one. Richard did too. Richard did too.
The one.
Richard said it too.
Richard said it before the start.
Richard said it before the start. The market will decide.
It, but there is one nuance I want to talk about.
Yes.
Maybe he gave us a chance to value things differently, because if you look at the farms and the closed farms, there was a EHEX farm. There was what it's called?
Pulse and EHEX, I believe, as well.
Yeah, Unifarm, Pepe Farm, Pepe, IPP, PPP, Bitcoin Farm. It sounds retarded, but it was there.
Right. Yes.
He gave the community the chance, but the hive mind of the community decided that things are different.
Well, he pulled the plug on that
he wa-
EX PHEX
the-
pair
He
quick.
pulled those, yeah.
It was like
But
3 days
why?
he yanked it.
Why did he?
Well,
pull
there
it?
because I think he saw people behaving in such a way that he did not like, which was selling their EHEX to move over to participate and get the yield in the farms, which is like, okay, how do you not see that coming? Because, hey, if you do a 1 year stake on EHEX or PHEX, you're getting like what, 9 to 12%, you know, and you could come over to those farms and earn what, 50, 60, 100% APY.
I don't think he.
I get it.
I think he gave the community a chance, but people acted some.
People are dumb. People are dumb. People are dumb, and they don't see the big picture.
That's why at this time he decided to say what he wanted to say.
Yep.
What I was thinking of, and now it's clear, and there's just we can move.
I think it's I think it's tough love. You know, I think he's in tough love mode. I appreciate that about him. Richard's not the kind of guy that's going to take you under his wings to be like, "Sorry, buddy."
I miss Richard streaming because I miss the old Richard.
Yes,
that was streaming. Who said
get those furries in your mouth?
Who said retard a lot?
Yeah, retard.
I miss that version of it, Richard.
Yeah, and by the way, Archie S has a good point. We should highlight this. And then we should get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Let's do an overtime, bro. Let's go another 5 minutes. We got
no.
Come on. It's like Bill Maher.
No, it's a 1 hour format show.
Papa B needs to poop.
Okay, hey, then do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to say,
bye, everyone. It was great seeing you.
Channel.
It was wonderful.
Wait. I've got my own channel.
Wait. No.
What I'm going to do, and Papa's going to be a guest whenever he wants, and so is Peter. When this show ends, I'm committing right now that I'm going to start streaming on my own channel, which I have Hexaco on. And then what we can do is we can do an overtime from What the Hex over there, and we can go over there and keep the conversation going.
The recap show, yes.
We can do a recap. Okay. We can keep the conversation going.
That sounds awesome. Tune in next week for Toby1XOB's official recap show, which starts immediately after this show.
Soon, but it'll be
next week. He's committed to actually showing up for once.
With all that chaos, we are out.
Outro.